This is going to be one of those really interesting videos, again, because we're talking about the iPhone SE 2. So we've actually had quite a number of leaks this week, by the way, regarding Apple's cheapest iPhone for 2018, because you might know Apple is not releasing just one iPhone in 2018, not even two, but possibly 3 new iPhone models, possibly even 4 actually in 2018. I've done a separate video just on that, the 4 new iPhone models in 2018, if you want to check that out as well. So yeah, grab some snacks, such as popcorn, sit back and enjoy everything you need to know in terms of the iPhone SE 2. Okay, so back in March 2016, Apple unveiled a very interesting device, and that was an iPhone similar to the iPhone 5C, as in it was the body of a phone with the specs of another phone, and it was called the iPhone SE. And the whole idea about this iPhone SE was the fact that Apple wanted to make an affordable iPhone, the cheapest one yet, essentially. And the only way to do that was to use an old design, in this case the iPhone 5's design, which came out in 2012, by the way, along with some updated specs, of course. But instead of Apple using some really outdated specs, they used 2015 specs. So just a one-year-old specs, essentially, and a 2012 design. So speaking of specs, the iPhone SE came with the Apple A9 processor. It also came with 2 GB of RAM, along with a 12-megapixel camera capable of recording 4K video. So essentially the exact same specs as the iPhone 6s. Now, it wasn't really an iPhone 6s inside an iPhone 5 body, like many people believed, because it actually lacked a ton of features, such as 3D Touch. It didn't have 3D Touch, for example. Then the display was also significantly worse than the iPhone 6 display, because it was, an iPhone 5 display, so it had worse viewing angles and worse color reproduction than the iPhone 6. But overall, the iPhone SE was pretty decent for the price. That's if you're okay with, buying a 2012 4-inch design in 2016. And then the iPhone SE is still being sold today by Apple with a starting price of $349 or £349 in the UK. Because why not make the prices 1-to-1 in the UK and Europe? Why not? Let's do it, Apple. Let's increase the prices like crazy, because why not? But even that is still pretty expensive when you realize that in 2018 you're buying a 2012 design, a 2012 display, a 2012 speaker, and a 2012 battery with a 2015 specs. So a 6-year-old design with 3-year-old specs. That's what you're getting essentially. So the iPhone SE needs an update ASAP and is getting one this year. Now, Ming-Chi Kuo, if you've been following my Leaks and Rumors series for a while now, you're probably familiar with Kuo. You probably know who he is. He's an analyst from KGI, and he's one of the main analysts when it comes to Apple leaks. He got most of the details right, way ahead of the release for most of the Apple products, so he's one of the most reliable sources we have at the moment when it comes to Apple leaks. And in late 2017, he said that Apple would be releasing 3 new iPhones in 2018. So the first one being an updated version of the iPhone X, of course, so a 5.8-inch display with updated specs, and then the second version would be an iPhone X Plus. So a 6.5-inch larger version of the iPhone X, while the third model would actually be an entry-level iPhone. So an entry-level iPhone, but not one with an old, outdated design, but one with the iPhone X's design as well. Now, in my 4 new iPhones for 2018 video, I also talked about the possibility of Apple introducing a 4th model, an even cheaper one, which would replace the iPhone SE. So essentially that would be the iPhone SE 2. But some more recent leaks have pointed towards this model being the iPhone SE 2, essentially. Okay, so what do we know about this phone? Well, we know that it's going to come with a display larger than 5.8 inches, which is what the iPhone X comes with. So something around 6.1 inches is what's been reported by KGI. Now, this won't be an OLED display, so Apple has to reduce the cost somehow. So this is one of the things that Apple is going to change on this phone, and that would be an LCD display panel instead. Now, speaking of the display panel, Kuo also reports that the resolution of the display is going to be reduced as well, with the PPI dropping to around from 458, which is what we have on the iPhone X, to around 320 to 330. So most likely, I'm guessing 326 PPI, which has actually been Apple's magical PPI number for quite a few years now. And then a report coming from Wall Street Journal says that Apple is planning on using Japan displays, LCD displays, in some 2018 iPhone models, most likely this iPhone SE 2. And then another report coming from China Times confirms this as well, that Apple will be introducing not 1, not 2, but actually 3 new iPhones in 2018, one of them being an LCD model. And then China Times also says that this 6.1 inches display on the iPhone SE 2 would be manufactured by JDI, instead of Samsung, and that Japan display would actually be manufacturing not the display itself, but a digitizer, so the touch panel, essentially. And also according to China Times, this would be redesigned in order to be significantly thinner than before. So this new display panel would allow all the 2018 iPhone models to be thinner than the 2017 ones, for example. Okay, so a 6.1 inches iPhone SE with the same iPhone 10 design, a slightly lower display resolution, but still it's going to be the same PPI as on the iPhone 8, the iPhone 7, the iPhone 6. I'm not talking about the Plus models. So far so good, but what are we going to lose any other features if this iPhone is going to be made an entry-level iPhone? Well, the good news is that Face ID is actually going to be there. This is the reason why Apple's going with the iPhone X's design. And the bezels are still going to be almost non-existent, but the body will be slightly redesigned. Core reports that this new 6.1 inches iPhone would come with an aluminum frame as opposed to a stainless steel frame like the iPhone 10 comes with. And my guess is that it will also come with an aluminum back as well, as opposed to a glass back, because it's cheaper actually to manufacture. And also, this would, it would make the phone look uglier. But then if it comes with an aluminum back, it won't support wireless charging because you need a glass back for that. So in that case, wireless charging would be removed, which would, decrease the price even further. And then finally, Kuo also says that this new iPhone won't be coming with a dual camera module like, the iPhone 7 Plus, the iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10, but rather a single module camera, same as on the iPhone 8. So no optical zoom and no portrait mode effect on this thing, at least not on the back-facing camera. On the front-facing camera, currently we do have a portrait mode on the iPhone 10, but it's pretty bad. So that's probably coming with this new iPhone SE too. And then Kuo said that this new iPhone would also include a standard shape battery instead of the L-shaped battery, the dual battery essentially that we get with the iPhone 10, and that we are going to get with the other two new iPhones in 2018, the iPhone 10 2018 and the iPhone 10 Plus 2018. So essentially the battery will be a lower capacity battery than what we have on the iPhone 10. And then when it comes to the specs, Kuo also reports that the specs would be lower. So 3 gigabytes of RAM instead of 4 gigabytes, which is what Kuo says the 2018 iPhone models will come with. And I'm guessing that that's going to be the case because Apple hasn't updated the RAM since the iPhone 7 essentially. So 3 gigabytes of RAM is what we had on the iPhone 7 Plus, and we kind of need an upgrade since then. Now, in terms of the processor, the 2018 iPhones are going to come with the Apple 11 chip. Now, in the case of this new 6.1 inches iPhone, the iPhone SE2, it's probably not going to be the Apple 11 chip. So most likely, I don't think the Apple A9, but most likely the Apple A10. So exactly the same processor that's inside the 2017 iPhone 10. And that's an amazingly powerful processor. I actually did a video comparing the iPhone 10's processor, so the Apple A10 chip, compared to the MacBook Pro 15-inch when it comes to video editing. And the results were really, really, really surprising. Definitely watch this video. It's really interesting, and you can see how powerful the iPhone 10 is when compared to a top-of-the-line 15-inch 2017 MacBook Pro. And then finally, this new iPhone might also lack a major feature of the iPhone 10 and pretty much every single iPhone since the iPhone 6S. And that's 3D touch, just like the original iPhone SE did. That one actually lacked 3D touch. Now, if you take a look at the iPads and the iPod Touch and the iPhone SE, for example, all of those devices, they lack 3D touch. And in the end, it's a nice feature to have, but it's not that crucial because instead of force touching on the display or 3D touching, you can just tap and hold, and that's pretty much how the iPads do it, since you don't have 3D touch on the iPads either. As of yet, at least. So that's most of what we know today about the iPhone SE2. Now, it's probably not going to be called the iPhone SE2, by the way. So I do predict Apple restarting the naming scheme for the iPhone for the 2018 iPhones. So I think they're just going to call them the iPhone 5.8 inches, 6.1 inches, and 6.5 inches 2018. So that would be my guess. But overall, the iPhone SE2, or this 6.1 inches 2018 iPhone, is going to be quite of an improvement over the current iPhone SE, mostly because of the fact that Apple would be not only changing the design to a new iPhone 10 design, rather than using a 4-year design like they did with the iPhone SE, but the specs are also pretty good. So you're getting iPhone 10 specs. Now the camera will be worse, but it's in the worst case scenario, it's going to be an iPhone 10's, iPhone 8's essentially camera, which is still really, really good. Now the battery is going to be worse, but keep in mind that the display also comes with a lower resolution, so that kind of balances things out. But then again, the Apple 11 chip is going to be more power efficient than the Apple A10 chip inside this phone. So yeah, the new iPhones will not only come with an OLED display, but also a larger battery and a more efficient processor. So we should probably see some major, so to say, or at least significant and noticeable battery differences between this new 6.1 inches iPhone and the larger and more expensive iPhone 10s 2018. But in the end, this iPhone is going to be an entry-level iPhone, right? So you shouldn't really care about those things. So how much is this iPhone going to cost? Well, Quora reports that this new iPhone will be priced as a mid-range device at around $700, $800 in the US, or £700, £800 in the UK, because, 1-to-1 conversion ratio, pretty cool. Now, I wouldn't really call this mid-range, to be honest. I mean, this is pretty expensive. This is how much iPhones used to cost before the iPhone 10. So I I personally think $700 as a max price is going to be the actual price of the iPhone SE 2. So I don't think it's going to be any more than that. And of course that, Apple would make the iPhone a cheaper and obviously remove the iPhone 10. We've had some reports that Apple is going to kill the iPhone 10. Yes, obviously they're going to replace it with the iPhone 10 2018. These are just clickbait videos and titles and articles. Obviously, they'll remove the iPhone 10 to make room for the upgraded specs of the new iPhone 10 2018, essentially. So long story short, this is not going to be an entry-level iPhone, it seems. After all, if it's going to be priced somewhere around $700, so the entry-level iPhone would actually be probably the iPhone 8, or essentially the cheapest iPhone, old iPhone that Apple's still going to sell. So the iPhone 8, most likely, I don't think Apple's still going to sell the iPhone 7, so the iPhone 6s and the iPhone SE are probably going to be removed alongside the iPhone 10, which is going to be upgraded. So yeah, either the iPhone 7 or the iPhone 8 are going to be the new iPhone SE, so to say. And this is going to be an entry-level iPhone if you want that iPhone 10 design, a larger display essentially, and a cheaper price point. Well, lower price point actually. But in the end, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about all this? Is the iPhone SE 2 or the 6.1 inch iPhone, depending on how Apple's going to call this thing, worth it? Do you think it's worth, paying $700, $800 like Google predicts? Or do you think it's actually worth paying $300, $200 more and getting an iPhone 10 instead? Because you're getting a much better camera, you're getting a better design essentially with stainless steel and most likely glass on the back, wireless charging, and of course an OLED display that's also high resolution. So let me know in the comments if you think it's worth it or not in theory. And other than that, if you want to see more Leaks and Rumors episodes like this one, definitely subscribe to the channel and also enable notifications so that you get notified as soon as a brand new video comes out. Check out the previous videos that I did on the iPhone 10 2018 and also the Samsung Galaxy S9, which is actually the first device that I mentioned in my recent Leaks and Rumors episodes that's coming out really, really soon. So this is coming out in about a month's time. So yeah, was excited for the S9, iPhone SE 2, iPhone 2018. This has been pretty much it. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm Daniel. I'll see you guys in my next one. Son of Tech, signing out. Cheers.